But Coach Earl Bates, Southeast Guilford, heading toward the field. Coach, getting ready for another practice session today. First official practice session of the season. What about today's work, Coach? What's on the plan of attack for today?
Well, it's the same stuff we've been doing all summer, with how things are. Our kids have been going since, June and July, so we just got to, we're going to tone it back a little bit today and tomorrow and slow it down a little bit just because we're in just helmets only, so we're going to be doing the same stuff we've been doing.
When do you throw the helmets on? You throw those on Friday?
Well, we're in helmets today.
Yeah, I mean, what shoulder pads?
Shoulder pads will come on Friday, yes, and again, it's just one of those things that, you get into that acclimation period with your new guys. We got a few new guys, so it'll be a change for those guys, and they're ninth graders, so it'll be a learning curve for those guys.
What's the numbers like these days?
We're right around 80 guys. We picked up a few today, so we should be around 85.
You should feel pretty good about that number then.
We do. We feel real good about it.
What about this year compared to last year? What are you guys doing this year to make it a better season than it was the year before? Every year you want to get better, and some things you've done in the off season and now this preseason to get this team ready.
We feel that we're ahead of the game this time compared to last year because we've got 95% of our football team back, so that's a plus for us. So as far as the learning curve piece of it, our varsity guys, they're familiar with it. We're focusing on understanding now. A lot of guys just line up and play. We want them to understand the game, understand scheme and concept. The meaning of my job within the team has been a lot of the focus.
So more than just putting guys in the right places, you want to keep these guys now start doing the right things then.
That's correct. You're always still trying to get them in the right places, but again, guys truly understanding the game, the whole game as a whole, just not one piece of it.
I guess it's too, by now they should know where the right places are. They should be in those spots as soon as they get to the line or whatever, get on the field, and you guys just adjust and look what they do in their play and see what they need to work on. We
feel good about, where we have guys at. They've got another year under their belt. They're stronger, so we feel really good about that piece.
Talk about the quarterbacks, the running backs, wide receivers, guys like that. How are those positions looking so far?
Quarterback position is still, that's a tough position. We still got two guys competing for that position. We got Xander that came in last year, about half the season, and then Jonathan David, he's back. So those guys have been still competing for that job this year. It boils down to who can manage the offense the best and not make mistakes.
That first kid you mentioned, he has some experience, I guess, too. He's been around a little while, hasn't he?
Yes, they're both seniors.
Okay.
So, they've been around the game for a while. And, again, it comes down to who can manage the offense the best.
And look what you've done over the years. Your coach that stops on the way. I know the running back position's always been important. If you got a running back that can haul the load this year?
We feel like we have several. We got two guys that are back, Ian McKinnon and Tariq McLaughlin. And then we got Caleb Jackson, Jermaine Harris. Then we got one of the twins that's playing running back also. We got some options at running back. We feel real good at that position. We don't feel handicapped where we're having to play one guy on both sides of the ball this year, and that's a plus also.
Tell you what, McKinnon has been around. Well, he's got some experience. I think back as a freshman, he was doing some things back then that were even looking good.
He's played a lot of football for us, so he brings a lot of experience, and we're looking for big things out of him.
How about your big linemen? Are they looking pretty strong so far?
No, we got them all back except for one. We lost one. We lost the left guard. The rest of them are back. Again, they got another year under their belt. We hope to get better up front. We have to get it. It starts up front, and they realize that. They've been working extremely hard, and we look for that group to be a lot better.
How big are those guys up front? You got guys in the 250 range getting bigger?
Yeah, they all, they're all going to run about, our center, probably our smallest guy, and he's going to be the 220, 230 range. The rest of them, they're going to be up there around 250 or better.
Southeast Guilford, you told me recently, you've been in this game now about 34 years. So Southeast Guilford, one of your best stops probably over the years, because the last stop, the most recent stop is usually got to be the best stop, I would think.
Things are going well. Last year was tough. we played a lot of inexperienced guys, and we knew it was going to be tough. So that comes with the game when you've been in it a long time. You have peaks and valleys. We feel like we're going in the right direction. Again, when we say we got all our kids back, that's a good thing.
And you made some good stops along the way. Every place you went, something good was probably happening. Something football-wise was happening. Back at Eastern Guilford back in the day, you were playing there back, I guess, for Coach Grayson. Was that right, back in those days?
Yeah, a long time ago, yes.
Yeah. Was that Bratz your kid there when you were there?
He was, yes. Yeah. He was a year ahead of me.
So you guys had some obvious and definite talent back in those days, for sure.
Yeah, I played with some really talented guys back there.
And you moved on when you got into the coaching ranks. You're around schools like Reedsville, around schools like Moorhead. Moorhead, you had a couple of brothers up there. I think also played baseball or something like that. Those two brothers you had. That one season you guys went so far in Moorhead. You went down to the coast, stocked off some teams here and there. That was quite a run you guys had that year.
Yeah, I had the Dab brothers, Will and Tyler. They were really good athletes. Those kids down there played extremely hard.
And you over at Northeast Guilford, you had that Hester kid that went, I think he was a sophomore or junior year. You had him, you had another runner. You had two running backs at Northeast that year. Pretty much could run just about anybody in the county. Yeah,
and I asked about Trayvon. I saw one of his teammates yesterday, and they expect good things out of him up at Winston-Salem State. So he's still playing, and I think I saw his younger brother at the gas station over the summer, and he's still playing also.
And you look back at the work you guys did at Southern Guilford for a while there. You made the playoffs there too, didn't you?
Yeah, we made it to the third round there. So again, you got to have good players. I've had good players over the years. We feel like we got good players now. We just got to, again, learn more football, and we feel like we'll be okay.
How tough is it to keep them around these days? There's so many other options out there. Guys are looking around the horn, going here and there and everywhere looking for other things. How tough is it to keep the guys as the old saying goes down on the farm?
Everybody asks that question. It's a different day.
Yeah.
We live in a different day. There's rules. There are rules in place. For me, the bottom line is, there's rules out there for everything everybody wants to talk about. It boils down to whether or not people want to follow the rules. So, I stay in my lane and I do what I'm supposed to do here, and I let the other pieces fall as they may.
And I guess it all comes down to maybe like today, the official, unofficial, so to speak, first day of practice is who walked through that door that day, who you got to work with, and you got to work with those guys. That's all you can do pretty much is take those guys and go to work with them.
That's it, and again, we're happy. We still got all our guys here, and we're happy about that.
And what about this tough Metro 4A conference? You can't get set for those games yet. You got a lot of games to do and play before you get to the conference games. A lot of practice, a lot of work to be done. But so you think about that conference this past couple of years, it's been a tough conference.
It is, and it's tough for us, starting out. We're heavy on the front end. We open up with Grimsley and we turn around and play Northern Guilford. So we've got to be ready real quick. In our non-conference, when you talk about, we open with Southern, and then we got to play Dudley, and then we go to Lee County this year. So, again, we've got to be ready to go, but we feel a lot better with our depth this year, so that's going to help us also. We just think, compared to last year, we're in a lot better place.
Not sure how it's going to shape up yet, though. This realignment coming in next year, do you think that's going to help? What do you think?
It's going to help us. If we're not the smallest 4A school in the state, we're very close to it. So it's going to help us tremendously. But again, it is what it is on that. It's 11 on the field, and so you got to play with those 11. But the next realignment, we should be where we're supposed to be.
So you were a real good runner back in the day. Did a lot of running, now do a lot of walking back and forth between the field and the club and the gym, and between the field and the practice facility, between the clubhouse, whatever, between the locker room every day. How do you teach this good running to these kids? Some kids think they know how to run. How do you make these kids better runners? Do you run in the right direction? You run in the right speed? You make the right turns? What all goes into making this kid a better runner?
Well, a lot of, we encourage our kids to run track. A lot of them just from a form technique point of view, working those fast twitch muscles, we work on that stuff. We encourage them to run track, we do a lot of stuff to work on speed. So again, kids are different now. They spend more time in the house playing games instead of outside running around. Back in the day, you just ran around and you became better athletes. But again, they're working extremely hard and they're doing a lot of good things.
Probably get the kids that really are bought into it, real focused. They probably want to learn. Those are probably the kids going to get the most out of all this. And you think about that from that track standpoint. Does it work better for a football player, especially thinking about a guy who's a return man on punt returns, kickoff returns? If he is a track man and a football man both, you got to feel like that's got to help.
We do. We feel like it helps. You know, a lot of people think, have different philosophies on their guys doing other sports. We encourage our guys to do other sports mainly because of the competition piece. When you're in live competition, we want our guys to be competitive, and track is a very competitive sport. So we encourage them all to do that as well.
It probably helps too to run right in from track season and maybe the spring football season, because those guys that run track should be pretty well loose and ready to go when they get on that field again. Yeah,
and most of them are in better condition than the ones that are not doing something. So it is a lot of benefits from that.
And you think about this upcoming season, have you set any short-term goals for this coming season? Some of the goals you got for the team? You telling these guys going in, these are some things we want to do?
We have, it starts with us not giving up big plays. We gave up way too many big plays last year, and we had too many turnovers offensively. So we want to limit the big plays on defense and not so many turnovers offensively. And again, just make people work for the things that they get against us.
We probably don't talk about it as much as we should, but maybe talk about it sometimes. Sometimes maybe I over-talk it, but what do you think about, sometimes they're Friday night occasionally think about playing in the Bill Slayton Stadium, a guy you knew back in the old days. I know I bring that up quite a bit, you and I talking, but I'm just about it right now. Being in Bill Slayton Stadium, we're standing here talking on this track inside the stadium. It's kind of interesting. Think about his influence here and how hard he worked when he was around here as a coach.
Yeah, I remember, as a player, playing against these guys, and you hear a lot about Coach Slayton and the things that he's done around here, and I think he's well respected. So that's a good thing. We got nice facilities here, and it's always good to play at your home stadium. Got
pretty good help too from Charlie Gamble III working that field. Charlie Gamble III, see him out there sometimes before the games, getting that field ready. Got a guy like John Swihart, your mathematician guy, making sure all the things plugged in, all the electricity, things like that working good. Got a guy like Sean Newton, your AD, stepping up every day for you guys, being there for you. So you got some good support system people here too.
It is. It's tremendous. It's a lot of things that's taken care of on the front end and makes my job a lot easier.
Coach, wish you good luck this season. Always appreciate you taking time to talk with us. And Earl Bates, a lot of respect from us about you over the years, because you were such a good player back at Eastern Guilford down in Western Carolina. Know what you did, know what you done, and got to keep that in mind as you guys go to work again this year.
Well, I appreciate everything you do for high school sports, Andy.
Yes, sir.